This past weekend did not look good for Donald Trump when it comes to his response in providing relief to those in Puerto Rico who are still suffering without food, without water, without electricity. Now, since he's been criticized, he has decided to kind of double down on some of his more questionable statements, and he did so on Twitter. Let's go to his tweets. First tweet said, such poor leadership ability by the mayor of San Juan and others in Puerto Rico who are not able to get their workers to help. They want everything to be done for them when it should be a community effort. 10,000 federal workers now on island doing a fantastic job. It's just really interesting because you have the lawmakers and the politicians in Puerto Rico sharing a completely different story compared to what Trump is saying. Trump is very self-congratulatory. He's talking about how great the efforts are, how they're providing a great deal of relief, and how everyone should be happy. And by the way, the audacity of someone who lives in the lap of luxury, literally has everyone else doing everything for him, pointing a finger at victims in Puerto Rico and saying they want everything done for them. Yeah. While you're shitting in your golden toilet, how about you reconsider the way that you're treating American citizens that are currently hungry, without power, and struggling to find clean, safe drinking water?
Donald Trump has had everything in the world handed to him. He had $200 million inheritance handed to him by his dad. He went bankrupt 6 different times, almost every time his daddy bailed him out. And the nerve of him to say that. And why does he say it? It's because he doesn't even have any idea how racist he actually is. He thinks Puerto Ricans, they won't work. Yeah. What do you mean? What do you mean? First of all, you have no evidence of that. Second of all, there's no power. There's no gas. They can't get to one another. That's why we go to help people in Florida, Houston, Puerto Rico when they're devastated by this. And no place is more devastated than Puerto Rico. But what do? You blame them and you go, oh, they won't work. And so I don't think that he consciously thinks, I don't like Puerto Ricans. I'm gonna blame them because I think they're lazy. He just says it like, oh yeah, they won't show up. They can't get them to do anything, even though with no evidence at all. It's because that's who he is. He's been racist his whole life.
Yeah.
And while he's golfing to blame people who have no power because he didn't send them help. There's a ship that we normally send to help in exactly these situations. He sent it 9 days too late. And he's talking about how they won't help.
Yeah, and also keep in mind that he's willing to allocate $700 billion to our defense budget, which would indicate that we have top of the line defense, we have top of the line military that can swoop in or should be able to swoop in whenever this type of disaster occurs. And keep in mind, these types of disasters with this type of severity are likely to occur more and more often. Okay, storms have always existed, no one's denying that, but the severity is certainly something that's relatively new considering what we've done to our planet. So you can expect stuff like this to happen all the time, and if this is the reaction that we're gonna have, this weird, unequal reaction that we're gonna have from the president, well then it's a cause for concern. Now, we gave credit where credit was due. We gave him credit when it came to the response in Houston. And when there was a little bit of criticism because of where he landed in Texas, when he visited the state after the storm, we defended him on that. But in this case, no, he lacks leadership, and he shows that he is completely indifferent to the people. Not indifferent, I think even further than that. He's been critical of people in Puerto Rico, and he's criticized their electric grid, he's criticized all sorts of things. And it's just not what a leader does. If there are logistical issues there, then you can communicate that without insulting, an island full of American citizens.
And by the way, every general in Puerto Rico is saying we don't have enough here. We need more help, and it needs to be sent right away. The general who's in charge of Hurricane Katrina cleanup is in Puerto Rico now. When they asked him about Trump's comments, he said the mayor of San Juan is sleeping on a cot, working around the clock. Donald Trump is golfing. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, it's incredible. Well, speaking of golf, Trump spoke at the Liberty National Golf Course in Jersey City, New Jersey. And even though his relief efforts have been questionable, he will present the people of Puerto Rico with a golden trophy. Take a look.
If you look today and you see what's happening, how horrible it is, but we have it under really great control. Puerto Rico and the people of Florida who have really suffered over this last short period of time with the hurricanes. I want to just remember them, and we're going to dedicate this trophy to all those people that have been through so much that we love, a part of our great state, really a part of our great nation.
Yeah, you heard someone in the audience say you don't give a shit about Puerto Rico. And that is the message that he's been sending.
I'm not sure Joffrey would have been stupid enough to give a golden trophy to the victims of a hurricane. I mean, you want to talk about detached from reality. No one's ever been more detached.
You know how millennials get criticism for trophies? You know how Trump supporters criticize millennials for expecting trophies for everything? Well, here's your president presenting people who are suffering from a severe storm a trophy, because that's going to make everything better.
Power is knocked out for 95% of Puerto Rico. Every day it's getting worse. The mayor of San Juan said this could turn into a genocide. Super strong language. The generals on the ground are saying, send more help right now. They need water, they need gas. They need to be able to open the store so that people can get more supplies. There's 1,000 things that they need. On that list of 1,000 things they need is not a golf trophy. That's not going to be remotely helpful. But just think about how stupid he is, that he can't see that would be seen as callous. What? I'm golfing, and this guy, oh, we got a nice golf trophy here. Oh, are you guys suffering? And you don't know whether your loved one is dead or not because you can't communicate to them, and you can't get to them because the roads are shut down? That's all right, I'll give you a golf trophy. Help us build independent media together. TYTnetwork.com/join.